Over the past 16 years of marketing online, I've studied the top 1% each and every year through different markets, through different situations, pandemics, AI, ads, Google, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and they all do one thing the same. As a matter of fact, I've done the same thing that I'm going to reveal in this video to do over $100 million of my own information products over the past 5 years inside of a current company that I'm the CEO of. I'm also gonna dispel why looking at your neighbor or Bob the Builder over here who just got started, maybe he's been creating content or starting an online business over the past few months, that person does not know what they're truly doing yet. They're just testing the market. In most cases, 6 months down the road, they're not gonna be doing the same thing as, for example, somebody who's been in the game for 5 years, 10 years, who you can kind of look back at what they were doing a year ago and pretty much predict that they're going to have a system that's repeatable and predictable inside of their marketing to be able to ensure that they're going to generate sales. The average new person online does not yet have clarity about exactly what they're doing, either today or 6 months from now. Numbers and volume is what is not only going to give the marketplace an opportunity to be able to see what you have to offer, but it's also going to give you a chance to see what works best in your marketing. Let's take Tony Robbins, for example. When I went to Tony's event, and I went back in 2012 and 2013 was the first time that I started going to these Tony Robbins events. And what I realized after going to multiple of the same events, so I went to his front end UPW event, I realized, man, this cat is doing the same event every single time. And it's not that he's delivering a unique experience every time, it's that the volume, the amount of times that he's doing this perfect event over months and years has given him an opportunity to be in front of enough people to make his offer, that he's made enough sales to become a probably deca, 100 millionaire, billionaire, whatever he is. The same is true for every single person that you see out on the internet today. Rarely ever did anybody become successful or grow a huge following just because they put out a couple of good videos. Most of the time, people have been grinding or hustling or trying or working hard for years. And here's the other shortcut that I'm going to tell you. So I'm going to reveal actually 2 reasons why people are succeeding, the top 1%. Number one, Tony's secret was volume. It wasn't him doing one specific thing the absolute perfect way one time. It was him doing probably a decent or good, or maybe sometimes he felt really great about his performance at an event. But the majority of the time, it was just good enough. It got done. And probably to the people in the audience, they never knew the difference. But because he had done the same thing over and over again, the amount of times that he did it, which gave him an opportunity to make his offer. By the way, the same offer every time. And I can remember sitting in an event and remembering hearing him tell the very same story that he told in the previous event. So, I mean, not only was it the same offer, same sections, but same stories. Now, does that provide a bad experience for the customer? Absolutely not, because most people are not going to come back multiple times. They're going to come to the front end thing one time, and then they're going to buy more of the additional stuff. Now, you look at content creators and marketers who are blowing up and doing really well today in different ways. Some people are creating a lot of views with their content. Other people are creating a lot of money with their business. Some people are doing both. The bottom line is, for each one of those people, the thing that's helped to make them successful is not the quality, it's the quantity in which they've made the offer or the amount of content that they've put out over time that's allowed them to eventually become successful. Let me give you another example. There's a great content creator and marketer and entrepreneur that's popped up over the last year or so. His name's Dan Martell. And for 8 years, Dan posted a video on YouTube, one video every single week. And it wasn't until literally over the last 12 to 18 months to where he started to change his strategy on YouTube, going from posting one video a week to posting more often, more volume, more different formats, and trying different things within his videos. And now he's grown his channel to become one of the biggest YouTube channels in the business or entrepreneur space. And he's crushing it on all of the different platforms too in terms of views. Why? Well, it's because he started putting out volume. Here's another entrepreneur that you're seeing all over the place, Alex Hormozi, another entrepreneur who, by the way, also made all of his money from selling information and systematizing the process of selling information. Something that I've also, over the past 5 years, done $100 million in sales of information. But Alex has taken his content strategy 3 to 4 years ago and took it to the next level. He made an exit, or at least sold a portion of his business, which was called Gym Launch, which sold information and coaching to gym owners to grow their gyms and get more clients, and then began posting a lot of sort of content on YouTube and Instagram and just really flooding the marketplace with content and with his messaging. And what you realize, the phenomenon that happens when you flood a marketplace, where every single time they come on the internet, they see something from you on every platform, you begin to trust that person more. That familiarity, actually, with somebody who's not within your personal space, like living with you, in that case, familiarity can breed kind of contempt or resentment. I think it's the phrase goes something like that. But when you're watching somebody every day on a video, that familiarity actually creates trust and it creates a bond. And so these huge creators that you now see thousands of comments and thousands of shares and yada, 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 they started 8 years ago in Dan's case. They started 3, 4, 5 years ago seriously in Alex's case. And he was already selling information and doing information in internet marketing for many, many years before that. We look at somebody like Gary Vaynerchuk. He's another person that I've been studying every single move that this guy's made, reading his books, just in the same marketplace with him, talking about marketing. I've been in the game for the past 16 years. He was shooting videos on YouTube about his father's family wine business back in those days. Nobody was watching his videos. He started about 8 years ago, really getting a lot more polarizing, where he started dropping a lot of F-bombs and saying F this and F that in all of his videos. And it's sort of, and just flooding every single platform, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. Every piece of content was not perfect. The strategy was not perfect. But where each one of these entrepreneurs has succeeded as they've put out enough volume where they could not become unsuccessful. Now, if you look at my business over the course of the last 5 years, let's just take from the pandemic till now. For the first couple of years of launching my current company, Legendary Marketer, in 2017, 18, and 19, we had a nice slow grow. When the pandemic hit, we were perfectly positioned to be able to be there to train people to make money online, to start businesses online who were looking for something to do during the lockdown. One of the things that I perfectly positioned myself to be able to do was to attract a lot of affiliates to be able to promote my offers. And therefore, that gave my business a lot of volume of traffic to scale and serve a lot of people and make a lot of product sales of our courses and our coaching programs and our event. That resulted in over $130 million in sales. All of these examples boil back down to that one concept that none of them were perfect. None of them knew exactly what they were going to do or what it was going to look like after they kept at putting out volume over the course of many years. But the result has always been the same, which has been the more traffic sources, the more volume that you have, the bigger that you can grow your business. And ultimately, the secret to success is creating unlimited traffic sources or multiple traffic sources. Here's the hit. How do you do all that work? You look at Gary Vaynerchuk, he had a massive team. You look at somebody like Hormozi, same thing. Over the years, I've built a team. Here's the thing that's going to make the difference for you right now. And I'm not here to try to convince you to use AI. But what I am telling you is dummies. And I am still a internet or like tech dummy. I'm not a software engineer. I'm not building AI infrastructure, software tools. But what I am doing is using AI on a daily basis to help with the productivity to be able to create the content ideas and the content plan, the scripting, the things that I and my team need to be able to put out the amount of content that we're also putting out right now, which is a lot of volume. It is the blueprint. You need to be able to put out enough volume. Every business scales from volume. You either scale one of two ways. You raise your prices to where you price people out, where you make more money per sale, or you make more sales at a same or similar price point. Yes, you should do both. But if you're not also selling more of your product, then you're losing out on probably your biggest growth lever. So what is the answer? Well, the answer really is to get some sort of a shortcut. And that shortcut nowadays, the best shortcut that exists, I don't know if it's the best shortcut that will ever exist, is AI, and I created an entire 5-day challenge that will show you exactly how to use and leverage AI in stupid, simple ways. Even if you're a tech dummy like I am, and honestly, like a lot of our clients are, self-proclaimed, by the way. That's not me, that's them also saying, yeah, I'm like you, Dave, and I'm a former construction worker. I'm a guy who still hunts and pecks. But the point is that if you use the tools correctly to build your business, to speed up productivity, to script, to organize, to help you to come up with ideas, to help you to edit videos, then you can multiply your efforts in a way that many of these guys and gals who have scaled their business with volume and done it with teams, you can do it with AI. So there's a link in the description down below if you want to take that challenge. I'll see you on the inside. And otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.